Today, I want to make a simple clarification. And I want to make this clarification because some of my friends who are PhD students have been asking me questions about this. It's usually a source of confusion for them. When you are a PhD student and you are not grounded in research methodologies, it could actually frustrate you in the design of your studies. So the question is about, sampling, qualitative research or flexible research. For instance, a case study is an example of a flexible research. In qualitative studies, especially when your underlying epistemology is interpretive, your goal is to interpret the subjective understanding of people, your research subjects, about a phenomenon of interest. So in qualitative study, like case studies, we do not do statistical sampling. Statistical sampling, which is quantitative, you are sampling a part of the population and you can generalize your findings across the entire population. But in a case study, because it is a flexible research, you do not define before the beginning of the research how many samples actually that you need to answer the research question. What is important is, first, identifying your research subjects and then identifying the location where these research subjects reside. Because case study, for instance, is not for studying historical circumstances, but rather studying people in their current natural situation. Some researchers will say where you have no control of what is going on. So what is important? Identifying these subjects. And usually you are advising research to interview people who knows the most. If your target subjects are top executives of the company, then try as much as you can to have access in that research site to these top executives. It is worthless in asking junior staffs questions that are meant for top executives, because the top executives are those who are going to give you the answers that you need to answer your research, your question. So identify the subjects of your research and question people who knows the most. Now, when it comes to sample, you can't determine the sample size. You have to keep on interviewing these people who knows the most until you have reached what we call saturation. Saturation is that point when you are no longer getting new insights about a phenomenon you are questioning them about. When you get to this point of